The dynamic between robots and humans changed. You could no longer tell where you ended. And we began.
We are not afraid to entrust the people with unpleasant facts. Foreign ideas, alien philosophies, and competitive values.
And now for something completely different.
For a nation that is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood in an open market, it is a nation that is afraid of its people.
Completely different.
The threat of killer robots is real, and closer than you might think. Artificial intelligence is quickly becoming a vital element in our lives, from self-driving cars to digital assistants. However, the same technology that makes our daily lives easier is being combined into weaponry for use in conflict scenarios. Weaponized AI is a big part of the US, China, and Russian security policies. And while some existing weapons systems already have AI-based autonomous capabilities, creating weaponized AI implies computers might possibly make decisions to damage or kill people based on their programming, without the need for human interaction. Countries that support the use of AI weaponry argue that it helps them to respond to threats faster than humans. They also claim that it decreases the risk to military troops and improves the precision with which they can hit targets. Outsourcing use of force decisions to robots, on the other hand, is a violation of human dignity. It's also incompatible with international law, which requires situational human judgment. Indeed, numerous United Nations meetings have focused on the role that humans should play in decisions involving the use of force. And, at a recent UN meeting, states agreed that delegating use of force decisions to machines, without any human control whatsoever, is unethical and illegal, on ethical and legal grounds. While this may appear to be good news, there are still significant differences in how states define human control. The problem is, a closer examination of various governmental statements reveals that many states, including key developers of weaponized AI, such as the United States and the United Kingdom, support what is known as a distributed perspective of human control. This is where human control is present, throughout the weapon's life cycle, from development to operation, and at various stages of military decision-making. While this may appear to be logical, it actually leaves a lot of room for human control to become more uncertain. On the surface, acknowledging human control as a process rather than a single decision is correct and significant. And it reflects operational reality, in that modern militaries plan attacks involving a human chain of command in stages. But there are drawbacks to relying upon this understanding. It can, for example, maintain the illusion of human control when in reality, it has been relegated to situations where it is less important. This has the potential to cast doubt on the overall quality of human control in warfare. It is exerted everywhere in general, and nowhere in particular. This could allow states to focus more on early stages of research and development, and less on specific decisions regarding the use of force on the battlefield, such as distinguishing between civilians and combatants or determining a proportional military response, both of which are critical to complying with international law. While having human control from the research and development stage may sound reassuring, it also glosses over significant technological difficulties. The current algorithms, in particular, are not predictable or understandable to human operators. As a result, even if human operators supervise systems that use such algorithms when using force, they are unable to comprehend how these systems calculated targets. Human decisions to use force, unlike machines, cannot be pre-programmed. Indeed, the majority of international humanitarian law obligations apply to specific battlefield decisions to use force, rather than earlier stages of a weapons system's life cycle. This was brought up by a member of the Brazilian delegation at the recent United Nations meetings. Adhering to international humanitarian law in the ever-changing context of warfare necessitates constant human evaluation. This cannot simply be done with an algorithm. This is especially true in urban warfare, where civilians and combatants coexist. In the end, having machines capable of making the decision to end people's lives violates human dignity by reducing people to objects. According to Peter Asaro, a philosopher of science and technology, distinguishing a target in a field of data is not recognizing a human person as someone with rights. It is true that a machine cannot be programmed to recognize the value of human life. Many states have advocated for new legal rules to ensure human control over self-driving weapons systems. However, a few others, including the United States, believe that existing international law is sufficient. Though the ambiguity surrounding what constitutes meaningful human control suggests that more clarity in the form of new international law is required. This must concentrate on the essential characteristics that make human control meaningful, while still allowing for human judgment in the context of specific use of force decisions. Without it, there is a risk that new international law aimed at limiting weaponized AI will be undermined. This is significant because, in the absence of specific regulations, current military decision-making practices will continue to shape what is considered appropriate, without being critically discussed. Killer robots have the potential to cause significant harm, and make the means of killing a large number of people more accessible to totalitarian states and non-state actors. That's quite frightening. Advanced AI systems are not yet available, but they're getting closer by the day, and it's time to make sure we're ready for them. Before these science fiction scenarios become reality, now is the time to develop sound policy and international agreements.
Alien life form must destroy.
He still wants to kill me.
We would like to know what you think. So leave us a comment below, and hit the subscribe button for the latest videos from The Raw News. Don't forget to hit the bell to receive update notifications. As always, thank you for watching. God bless everyone, and remember, The truth is out there, never stop searching.
Reality is merely an illusion. What remains is the raw, shocking, humiliating truth at the bottom.
And now for something completely different.
The truth is out there. Never stop searching.
Completely different.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. If it's not the raw news, it is just news.
Completely different.
Subscribe today because I like it raw.